Good afternoon, everybody. Today we have to talk about something so unique, so different, that we have to actually key into to be able to get some level of relaxation, some level of mind-blowing process of conception that will help us navigate every challenges that come our way. First of all, there are things we have to do to prepare a very good conception process, just like I said, to help us so much. So now I put down some guide to help you prepare for conception, both male and female. What are those preconception things you have to know? The preconception you have to take to the heart. One is your preconception checklist between 3 and 6 months before conception. The checklist is what I'm interested in today. So you have to understand why you have to get this checklist interested, why you have to put your interest to the checklist, why you have to know that your checklist is so interesting for you and then for your health provider. Let's look at it. The checklist has to do with the medical checkup that you have to schedule with your preconception appointment with your health provider to discuss your medical histories, to discuss your current health status, the vaccinations you've taken so far, the medications and the supplements that you are actually open to, the ones you've actually taken, the ones you are allergic to, some of the things you've actually taken to the heart that you don't actually know that is affecting you. Those are the things I talk about when I say your preconception checklist that has to go around between 3 to 6 months before conception. Then we'll go down again to take the lifestyle changes that equally need to be observed or actually been touched in order to address some issues. So in that very lifestyle changes you have to look into, we have to look at the people who are, or the person who is smoking. If you're smoking, you have to work on it. You have to quit smoking between 3 to 6 months. Those are among the checklists you have to tamper with. You have to stop smoking or reduce, because it reduces your fertility and the increase of your conception chances. If you are smoking, you have to stop it now. Smoking can actually you have to limit alcohol. This is among the checklists you have to look into. These are the things you can easily do for yourself in order to help yourself navigate. We just talked about limiting alcohol in order to help you in this very checklist. You have to check out if you're an alcohol person, because that can actually bring you to a lot of complications in pregnancy. You have to limit it. You have to talk about regulating your exercise. Moderating exercise that can actually help you, just like your yoga, that improves your overall health. You have to exercise. If it's jumping, you jump. If it's dancing, you put music, you dance. Make it an exercise. Make it as something that can actually help you at every given point. We talk about another checklist you have to put in place is your weight. Aim at your BMI, the body mass index. You have to work on it. Do you understand? Aim at it between 18.5 to that of 24.9. Maintain a very good weight. This checklist will actually help you. If you look at your alcohol level, look at the way you're smoking. If you know that you're actually in a class of people that smoke, a class of people that actually take alcohol in higher consumption, if you're among the people that have heavy weight and then you're married and you want to take in, and or even your husband, you have to do everything possible to enable that your BMI, your body mass index, is in check. Do you understand? Then you have to work on it between 3 to 6. Then we'll talk about the supplement aspect of it. You have to increase your levels of intake of certain supplements. Do you understand? When we talk about supplements, we talk about the folic acid you have to take at least in a daily basis between 400 to 800 micrograms that can actually help you prevent birth defects. Do you understand? It should so be enriched in your body that once you take in, every process takes in, every fertilization process takes in, the growth of the fetus takes its proper shape when you're taking folic acid. At least 400 to 800 micrograms. You can take it while you're still pregnant. You can take it before you take it. Those are the things that can actually enable whatever you're doing to work so well. Do you understand? Whatever it is that will stop you on the way, you have to limit it. Then as we're talking of this, we talk about the multivitamin that you have to take. The prenatal vitamin, which can actually essentially help the nutrient level that you are consuming. Sometimes you're not getting the necessary things through some of the diet choice you've made for yourself, but through the level of these multivitamins that you're taking can help you. Some people are taking Preconception that has a lot of constituents in it and is helping. Let's look at eating of balanced diet, focusing on that whole grains, your fruits, your leafy grains, your lean proteins and healthy fat that you have to observe. Fat that you actually have to observe. These are checklists you have to look into. Everything matters at this point. Now we have to go into the aspect of reduced exposure to toxins. Do you really understand the level of impact that these very toxins have in your system? Apart from the fact that it has effect on the fertility. Do you know that these toxins can actually bring forth a lot of tumors in your system, can actually outline a lot of medical conditions that can actually reduce your lifespan? You have to work on it. Avoid pesticides, limiting those exposure of pesticide, heavy metals and the rest of it, environmental toxins, those pollutions that is going on. Do you understand? I've talked about something about this pollution before. It can actually drain you. You can actually affect your fertility, can actually affect a lot of chemical production in your system that helps your hormones to balance up. It can disrupt your hormones and bring forth hormonal imbalance into your system. You talk about you safe personal care protection. When you choose some products with natural ingredients, avoid a lot of endocrine disruptions in your system, which can actually be gotten from the personal self-care that you've not given to yourself through the products that you're using. Now we'll talk about emotional preparation that you equally have to do well so much. By managing stress, your emotion can actually be attached to your stress level, can actually be triggered. It can actually your stress level can actually disrupt with your emotions, and once that emotions is being tampered with, it actually turn on a lot of issues with hormonal imbalance in your system. You have to look into it, look at your stress, reduce stress inducing activities that has caused a lot of things in your system. You can actually apply the deep breath technique in order to help you limit stress. Talk less at every given time, meditate more, pray more. Do you understand? Read motivational books to enable you manage stress. Use music that actually sing direct to the soul to make you get energized, to make you have hope, to make you balance up, to make you smile. Look at comedies that are going on. Activate yourself with comedies. I pray that the grace of God gives you the financial freedom to enable you buy data, download a lot of music, play it when it seems that things are actually turning on in a negative way because of your mindset at that given time, and enable yourself balance up in several ways so that it will enable you build a lot of managing stress technique for yourself. Yes, we'll talk about a lot of things of building a support network for yourself with some loved ones, your friends, your family, your supportive community, which you can actually have by calling some people, going to parties at every given time, giving yourself some level of treats, giving yourself some level of hope, some level of support, encouragement through those very friends. Can actually be done to man, can actually be done to women, can actually be associated to a man, Do you understand? Attaching yourself to friends and getting those support that you need from your community, your friends, your loved ones, in order to help you balance out in what you're doing. We can actually talk about some men, for the things you can actually do for a man or for your husband, or what your husband can do for himself in order to help him take this guideline and checklist so serious. We'll talk about the sperm health, avoiding some excessive heat and toxin and stress that is actually that can actually have a lot of impact in sperm quality. You see those people who drive tricycle, who do a lot of things and wear what's it called? Those the condom, this condom pant and the rest of it that doesn't allow exercise of the scrotum and the penis at every given time, and good proper blood circulation and the air that is supposed to be there. Do you understand? Getting to have excessive heat at every given time, where you're supposed to have a chilled moment at that very environment, a very cool and very, very good set out environment at that very, just freedom, so that the scrotum and the penis will actually move easily without being stressed or packed together because of the idea of the sperm, the panties that you've chose for yourself. Your sperm health as a man is always so essential for the good impact of sperm quality, for the good production of sperm quality. So you have to avoid toxins, avoid tightened pants, you have to avoid excessive heat for yourself and stress at the same time. Let's look at fertility supplement that equally being needed in order for us to help ourselves. There are fertility supplements like zinc, like vitamin C, omega fatty acid that can actually help the support of sperm health. So in this very checklist, those are tips you can actually look for yourself between that 3 to 6 months. Look out at the pants you're putting on. Look out at your stress level. Look at the supplement you can actually consider to be taken at every given time to help you balance out before you can actually talk of taking in. I am speaking to grown adult, I am speaking to couples, I'm equally speaking to potential husbands and wives. You can actually help yourself at this very moment, preparing yourself healthy and enough so that when you take in, when you get married, you'll be able to take in so easily. All right, let's look into the aspect of the women. Let's look at, as you're taking your checklist serious, you look at the menstrual cycle tracking. How do we do it? Monitor your menstrual cycle. It will help you at every time to understand your fertile window. Your fertile window, I've talked about it. I think I will repeat how you actually know your fertile window. Possibly in few days, I will talk about that fertile window and certain tips that you actually need to know that you're in your fertile window. All right, in the fertile window, you have to monitor your menstrual cycle as a woman. Observe your fertility fertile window so that to enable you to know when to go and when to withdraw and when to consistently have this very intercourse. All right, we'll talk about your hormone balance. So in this checklist, you have to observe how to manage your hormone, how to balance yourself, how to manage stress, how to increase your exercises regularly, and how to maintain a healthy weight so that you'll be able to get this very fertility conception so well. Even when you want to track, even when you want to use Billings method or naturally on your own, and even when you want to apply the sonography method of going to ultrasound for ovulation tracking, knowing where your follicles have ruptured, these are the basic things you have to work on the checklist within 3 to 6 months so that you'll be able to address this. There are other additional tips that you can actually work on. These additional tips is having enough sleep for yourself. So many people at night don't have enough sleep for themselves, both men and women. Why? Just because they are overthinking to become the second Lord. They are overthinking to get certain things that they are not working well for. Overthinking because they want to take up what that our Lord is supposed to actually take up for them. They now sit down to take it up for themselves. Please and please, I am telling every one of us that we need enough sleep for ourselves. I've often say 7 to 9 hours. You can actually go to between 6 to 7 hours to get those very rest. You need it, irrespective of the fact that you still have to do some Bible studies, you still have to do some meditation, you still have to do some research in order to boost your office work, in order to boost your productivity every time. You have to equally have some rest. I've actually thought that when you are in the office, when you've not been able to have enough sleep, at the little time that you don't have clients to attend to, you can actually go ahead and have some naps. You can actually sleep. Nobody is going to flog you for sleeping in the office. You can actually have some rest. You can actually sleep. You can actually take 30 minutes sleep. And that 30 minutes can actually serve you like 3 hours sleep, because the body needs it at that time, that sleep is actually coming, that you're talking, and you know that the body on its mechanism is telling you, I want to sleep. You're nodding your head. Just try everything possible to remove some distraction. Have that 30 minutes sleep or 1 hour sleep before any other thing, and you see your system balancing back, and your mental focus works very well. Another tips that you have to take in place is, among this very checklist, is your hydration method. Hydration at a particular time. When I talk about your hydration, what am I talking about? The water intake in your system. Remember when I talked about the constituent of sperm cells, I talked about the water constituent in it. You need water in every overall function of your system. You need your water. So you have to drink water to stay healthy and walk all the water throughout the system that you needed in the ovulation, in the sperm production, in every part of the hormones, and every otherwise health that you need, both in the liver, the flushing of the toxins, and the kidney. You need water for your overall health. So we have to look at your caffeine intake. If you're taking a lot of caffeine intake, you have to lessen it to at least 200 milligrams per day, if at all you have to take it. So following the preconception checklist, you will know well that there is need for some work for this conception to actually take place. So do very well to adhere to the checklist that you need in order to effect the impact that you've been working on to effect your conception, your fertility journey, your ovulation process, and the sperm production to be so healthy. Don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot of energies here to make you take in charge of your health. Thank you so much.